realistically, like this summer has felt like crap.
We're back with a midsummer update.
The reason that we wanted to give you guys a midsummer update is because the summer in the desert is the worst time to own an Airbnb. And this year, I think we're getting hit pretty hard. Over the last couple of months, May, June, into July, and we are just hitting August now, we have really seen it slow down. Now, this is typical for the market out there. We now have 2 past summers to compare it to, so we know that the graph goes in the winter, spring, and then down in the summer, and then back up.
Again.
So it's this nice little camel hump that happens, or a sine wave, or whatever you want to call it. It's hard not to be frustrated. Our cleaners have told us that this is the slowest they've seen it in a long time. We've had local businesses reach out and ask us, like, have you guys not had anybody at your house?
Are you guys not booked? Because we have nobody shopping here.
A lot of the shops out there, they used to close in the summer, and since COVID happened, they've been staying open during the summer.
Yeah, because so much business is booming. And this is the first year, I think, since then that it's kind of dropped.
Now, we're gonna get into why we think this is, but first let's tell you where we're at this year with our numbers. Not this year, but let's tell you where we're at this summer with our numbers.
We're gonna tell them we're this soon?
Yeah.
They gotta wait till the end.
All right, fine.
That's how we always do it.
This is her decision, you guys. One of the things that sucks about the slow season is it makes us not as excited about owning an Airbnb.
Or like filming and sharing it with you guys.
And even posting on our social media. If you guys have been following us on our Instagram, which if you want to follow us on @Kristen_and_Michael. Or on the homes page at the 7th Ray House. Because it has been so slow, it's left us like is this even worth it? Like, should we even post? Like, does posting on Instagram really even matter? So we've just kind of been in that mode of, okay, let's just see what happens.
I don't feel like we've ever felt this way so much.
Yeah.
We've always felt like some excitement, but there's so much happening. Like, I feel like we keep saying that.
Work has been busy for us.
Yes.
I work full time, Kristen works part time, and we have family issues going on, all that kind of stuff. So we've just been busy, and I think this is the realities of owning an Airbnb. Like, you should be able to have a life outside of owning an Airbnb. Over the last 2 or 3 months, ever since we got back from Italy, we've just been kind of focusing on our life at home.
Yeah. And Finn.
Haven't really wanted to do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if we go out to the house, it'll re-inspire us and we'll fall back in love with the whole thing.
Since we updated the house, I have been the one to go out, and you will see in future episodes there have been some things that I have done. We haven't got to spend any quality time out there. So I think that might reignite it, and we're planning on doing that
coming up.
Talk about maybe why this summer feels slower.
It's an election year. They don't know what's happening, and the world just feels a little off.
Unsteady.
Yeah. One thing I wish people had realized last year was like how cool the summer was last year.
Oh my gosh. Comparatively to this year,
This year it's like spiked back up, so it's pretty hot out there too.
If you look at us, if we're a micro example of the macro, where did we go this summer?
Italy.
We traveled abroad.
Yeah, people are traveling abroad.
I think that there are a lot of people that are traveling to destinations not drivable. This summer, we definitely saw that on social media. If you've been on social media, you've seen your friends going to Europe.
Everyone's in Italy.
Europe, and now the Olympics are going on. Maybe people just aren't driving close to, an hour or 2 from the city that they live in.
They want a big trip.
Yeah, they've been saving up for a big trip since COVID. Maybe. That's kind of my theory. So if you guys are seeing this, or if you own an Airbnb in Italy, you are very lucky. Or Europe, or somewhere that all of the Americans are going. Congratulations. We've been talking on our channel about how the Airbnb market in Joshua Tree, and just in general across the board, has been getting pretty competitive. Everybody is looking to get into this, and the people that are getting into this are spending a lot of money on these properties, and so we've been trying to compete. Now, we got an email informing us as to maybe what we can do to up our game, and after doing some research, we discovered that, oh shoot, this is probably why and where all of those bookings are going.
To pools. Homes with pools are definitely getting the bookings out in Joshua Tree, Palm Springs, like just the desert area in general. Everyone with a pool is getting a booking. And we have a cowboy pool, and it's, a pool. So I don't know why our house wouldn't get booked too.
In-ground pools were not a thing in the high desert, really. They were more of a Palm Springs thing. And over the last 5 years, 3 years, 2 years even, with all of the new construction that's been going on, everybody's putting in pools. We got an email saying, hey, we've been fully booked. Like, you guys might want to look into getting a pool made. I didn't respond to the email. If you're watching this, I apologize. We did read the email. But looking into it, I don't know if we can justify like $75K to $100K of an investment to put a pool in the ground.
Just a pool.
Just a pool to fill the summer calendar. I don't know.
Is it worth it?
Are we dumb?
I don't know. I would take the equity that we've built and roll it into something new, or build further on the property. But I just can't stomach taking out our equity like we've been talking about and putting it all basically into a pool. It just doesn't make sense. Like, you could have a whole new property for that amount of money.
This is very much a conversation with you guys.
Yeah.
Please let us know what you guys think. Is it worth it putting in a pool? Is it worth it putting in half a pool, which is like the above ground pool? Is a cowboy tub fine? We're gonna get into our numbers. You can tell us if you think this is good. Obviously, this is the off season. Now, if you own a mountain property, you know, in Big Bear, or if you're in the Smoky Mountains and there's like an off season there, you probably feel this too. If you get any bookings, it's a godsend. We have been booked.
Yeah, we've
every
been booked
weekend.
on the weekends. Yeah.
Our booking price has dropped. We've had to drop prices. We've had to offer discounts.
I think it's the lowest we've ever dropped too.
And another thing that we've done is we've lowered our pet fee to $5 because we are trying everything to make sure that we get booked every weekend.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It was $0, and we didn't realize for a little while because there was a mix-up with the back end of things.
Yeah. Maybe that's why we were getting booked, is because we had like little to no
pet fee.
So we've dropped the price. We were base price around $200 in the on season. Now it's like $150, and we're offering, they book super last minute, they get 10% off, so it drops down to like $145. It's like, dang, our cleaning fee is $130.
So it's like basically equivalent, and it just hurts. It hurts a lot. We have been booked on the weekends, and the last 2 years we've also been booked on the weekends, so it's not too uncommon for us. We're aware of it. It just feels different this year. I don't know what it is. It feels
slower. If we look at the numbers, so let's get into that now. May, we had a good month. We also marked off that like pretty much an entire week that we were gone.
We marked off 10 days of the calendar, and we regretted it later, but we still did okay.
The past years that we've done this data collecting, we've just kind of gone on gross.
Yeah.
We haven't gone on net, so that you guys can kind of like see where things are. We're just going to go with gross. So let's go back. So in May of 2022, we made $3,962. In May of 2023, we made $5,124. We had a really good May.
We should have gone up. Those 10 days really messed us up, you guys.
So, and then the May this year was $4,034. So not bad. May's still good. June of 2022, we made $2,906. And then June of 2023, we made $2,643. And then, like I said, this year, $2,363. And then in July of the last 2 years, $2,974. And then $2,652, and this last month in July, we made $3,123. So that's up from the previous years. But, you know, we've also put a lot of money and work into our property, and, you know, you could look at this and be like, this is not paying off. But also I'm looking at this and being like, the market's gotten so saturated and we're still holding those numbers and beating them.
Yeah.
In some respects.
Our April was huge. Our March was huge for us. We had our best year so far.
So far, yes.
And someone had asked on our ROI with the hot tub, and we proved that was lucrative.
This is why we have a savings. Although we only had to pull out a couple $100 each time, we are working on a way to get our mortgage down.
We just switched insurance agencies, so
we haven't seen the effects of that yet, but we will hopefully go into August and September.
Should come back down to like $2,300. So that's usually what our mortgage is, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
Based on our numbers.
And speaking of August and September, looking at the graphs, looking at the past years, those are our worst months.
Yeah.
Those are our slowest months.
People are going back to school. People aren't really traveling as much, like gearing up for getting back into the swing of things.
Got to save up traveling for Thanksgiving and Christmas. What we are going to be doing during those months is we are going to be starting it in the next couple of videos, but we are going to be cleaning up the property. We are going to be preparing the home for getting new professional photos. We've done a ton of upgrades to the home, and your boy over here has been the in-house photographer. Now I know my way around.
So great.
I know my way around a camera.
Yeah.
But we want to see if hiring a professional, which you always should do.
Like a real estate photographer. Michael's not a real estate photographer.
No.
He's a wonderful photographer, but I think there's just a different eye to it.
Lens, like lighting and everything.
Yeah.
So we might do 2 different photographers and compare and contrast them, see which ones feel better and work better. We're thinking about doing that. If you want to see a video like that, let us know. 2 different style of photographers, maybe one more artistic and one more
real estate
style
photography. And also just note that just because Michael takes our photos does not mean that iPhone photos or photos taken on your own are a good choice.
Yeah,
because
I use a camera and Lightroom
yeah,
and everything. Yeah.
Very well seasoned behind the camera. So just know that we're not just taking iPhone photos. Because if you go to our page, they look very professional, and that's because Michael used to do that.
Some positives of this: we know that this is
Temporary.
It's temporary, and we've only had to pay a couple $100 out of our savings to stay afloat, and that savings came from bookings. So technically, we haven't had to pay anything out of pocket to have a vacation home that we use. And we've also built up quite a bit of equity as the market's raised over the last 3 years now that we've owned the home, that we are starting to think about what can we do with that. So if you have ideas, let us know in the comments down below. We also have ideas, but we're gonna save that for future on the channel.
Exciting stuff. So I don't want to be like Debbie Downer.
No, yeah. But realistically, like, this summer has felt like crap.
So obviously we're not the only ones that go through seasonality with our Airbnb, our short-term rental. What do you guys do? Let us know in the comments down below how you try to boost bookings. Do you do social media ads? Like, what is it that you guys are doing to try to boost your numbers?
Or should we just relax and know that this is the off season and
this is just what it is.
This is what it is.
Settle in.
Should we build a pool? This is very much a conversation we want to have with you guys. How do you deal with the off season? And we just wanted to give you an update on where we're at this year, because we felt like we went from traveling to updating, and we wanted to be real with you guys on how we're actually doing.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're about on this channel, sharing what it's like owning an Airbnb.
And having a real life outside of that.
Yeah. The reality.
That is the reality.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Finn says, please come back next week. We will have more content for you guys. And
We'll see you later.
Bye.